Testing, making sure the mic working. Y'all let me know if the mic is working or not. Want to make sure everything's solid. Hold on. What's good? Hold on, give me a second. Just checking out the technical difficulties out as I proceed. I want to talk about this show I want to bring forth. I think it's gonna be pretty fun. I gotta really learn how to do certain things, but still think it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna give y'all the rundown. Give me 30 seconds, just making sure everything working properly. Cause I had to take a program off, and I didn't think it would work without me having that program on. Just as simple as me going live, I didn't think it would work. It seemed like it's working. So don't want to have to deal with that. All right, so yeah, but I'm gonna give y'all the rundown what the show is about. So the show is called The Johns. I had made these characters. What's up, P. Miller? I have made these characters. No. I don't want to say I made these characters. These characters made me. So the characters are me, John Boy, of course. I have co-stars, Shalom. I have co-stars, Auntie John and Hoodie John. I'll give y'all a backdrop on these two characters and their characteristics. So when y'all see them, it don't be too surprising. So I'm gonna give y'all first the synopsis of the whole thing. I want to bring me and these characters together to like combat sometimes, or have some conflict with each other with certain scenarios. And one of the scenarios I'm gonna pitch today, and the thing I seek to accomplish is to get three different point of views across in this realm we living in now, in this world we living in now. I got a janky map in the back. That's all part of my show. This everything is supposed to be based off of reality and actually proving points while going through, how I should say, going through a comedic process, a spiritual and mental process. I'm working hard to try to make this thing be entertaining, but also informative. So, I mean, if it ain't neither, that's what I try to do. Okay, but so the thing is, the synopsis of the show is to bring three perspectives on a bunch of various scenarios and the truth that we seem to talk about the most, and we seem to have a well-groomed idea on what these things actually is. But I just want to, not saying that I'm completely right, but just showing a point of view that I don't think most of us even consider. So the show is about that. So it's three Johns. I mean, I call it the Johns, but it's three Johns. It's me, my brother, Auntie John, and subsequently, and very what's another word I can use to make it sound like I'm smart? I don't know, but Auntie John, which is my best friend. Auntie John is actually my best friend. Hoodie John is actually the guy I have the most problems with. and he seemed to be the most logical person. But Auntie John is really my guy, and I talk to him more often. And but yeah, man, this is something I want to bring, man. I want to make it fun as possible. Um, future in the future, I would like to get better equipment, make it more dynamic. But I'm gonna just roll with it now. I'm gonna just roll with it, and I'm gonna me and the Johns gonna write out a few scenes, and we're gonna see how they play out. We're gonna see how I do, because I really want to get into this. This is what I used to do. I had wrote a story. I didn't never finish a story, but it was a scientific story. It was a story about an end time scenario, and I had a bunch of different characters, and I wrote maybe the first two chapters of it, and that was like 5 years ago. And I remember reading it to my wife, and when I ended, she actually said, like, I was really into that. I want to hear the rest of it. And that's 5 years ago. So, the writing process of trying to do scripts or movies or um, any type of, um, you know, sketches or anything like that, I'm into that type of stuff. And I'm not in a position to hire actors. So I kind of got to use these other guys who will work for free. So, but yeah, man, that's what I'm into now, man. I'm not gonna stop the music, but I do want to venture out and try my creativity more. I really think I can write a movie. I really think I can write a full series, a full, even a sitcom. I think I can do. I could think I can do anything, because That's my passion is. So my passion is writing, and the most I just allowed me to be able to make things rhyme. So, and that's why I do music. But my actual passion is to write. Is to write stories and write, about anything, because I talk a lot, and through my talking, it just don't be random. It be well thought out. Even though people on Facebook, a lot of people on my Facebook, they really don't like me because some of the things I say, I think, only in my head, I think it actually get them thinking, and sometimes it contradict, or I want to say rival, their belief, even in the truth, and it's kind of too much for people. But I'm gonna bring it back so it's not too, you know, stop people from serving the Most High how they do it, but actually add in another element, because I think balance is key. You can't be so one-sided that you can't see the other side. And a lot of us in the truth, mostly in the truth, we like to talk about Christians and everybody in the other religions, but Israelites is no different. We have a viewpoint, and we hold that viewpoint as the end all be all, and that's not how we should be considering the fact that we late to the game. So if we hearing things and seeing things, and we automatically count that which we see to be false, and then now we saying this is the real, but we have to prove that. And I'm into the job of proving things, man. The scripts say prove all things, and I'm into that. I'm not, if I say something and it's wrong, please show me what's right. And most people do show me what's right, even though I still don't agree. I say, you know what? Let me consider this. Let me go look at it. And if I can't find nothing that persuade me to believe in that, then I just gotta stick to what I know. But I do consider other people's opinions more than I used to, because I think the Israelite way is a more demanding way than any other culture, because it's the premise of, well, no, I want to say any other culture. It actually mimics something like a white power movement, or search similar to the KKK. I know that sounds crazy, but that's what the show is gonna be about. It's similar to that, because they believe that they are the people, and we saying we believe we are the people. And I think the difference is actual physical proof. of, because you can't say you the people of God and then you rape and murder everybody. That's what the KKK do. But on our side, we can't say we the people and then actually have no evidence showing that we are here to heal the earth. I think it goes both ways, and I want to let the people know that we kind of tired. Let the people know that we have to have physical proof. We can't just say these things. We can't just say we the people, man. We are greater than everybody, and can't show no greatness. And it ain't that we can't show no greatness. Captivity is not what stops us from showing greatness. It's our mindset. Our mindset on what we think we are able to do. And I want to talk about all that stuff. So, at the beginning, I'm gonna try to be super creative. And if that don't pan out, I will, dial it back a little bit, because I want to try to maximize what I'm thinking in my head with the limited capabilities I have. And as I learn more, I'm gonna do more. But the first show, I want to introduce all the characters. I want y'all to be able to see them, and get their backdrop on what they believe. And yeah, man, I think it's gonna be real fun. But I want to get into something real quick. I ain't gonna hold y'all for too long. I know it's getting late. It's 11:16 where I'm at. But so one of the topics that's going to be discussed is the kingdom and what we actually think the kingdom is. And from my studies and my research and and meditation, let's just go from this perspective. Brothers, well, I'm gonna say me. I thought, or I still have a hard time persuading myself either way now, as of the kingdom and what the kingdom actually consists of. So when I first heard it, coming into the truth and finding actual proof that we are the people, and then when the kingdom came into discussion, it was a more fantastic world of of how can I say, the paradise that was pictured was almost identical to the paradise that the Christian preach about. And their idea of getting to the paradise was almost identical to the way we say we get into the paradise. And that was through death for most of the people. Most of us think that we're going to die to get this kingdom and this paradise. So through death we can get it, and then some say through a miraculous change, we can get it, and then you have some say that you have to actually build it. So there go three perspectives you have. You have through death you can get the kingdom, through miraculous change, meaning you're alive and something supernatural happens to the whole world, and then a kingdom appear. And then you have actual kingdom building with iron and steel and workers and communities and stuff like that. So you have your three perspectives there on what a kingdom actually is. And I want to be able to put these characters in position to express what they think the kingdom is, through scripture, through history, through logical input. So we can kind of discuss some things that's not so, I don't want to say this and seem bad, but so much of a supernatural aspect, because we have yet to witness something so supernatural. We have yet to see in history was something so that supernatural happened. And not to say supernatural things don't happen, because I truly believe supernatural things do happen. I used to read about these supernatural things all the time. I still look them up. And it was an incident, I forget the city and state, so forgive me, it might sound like a bunch of hoopla, but a woman and her kids drove off the road. They had video footage. They had all this stuff to it. A woman and her kids drove off the road, ended up in like a riverbank, and um, instantly it was like people there to witness it. And as the car was sinking, the ambulance was able to get there um, with some other people to help. So these people climbed on top of this car and was grabbing these people out this car. Mind you, they was all Caucasian and white, and they was grabbing these people out this car. And but one of the kids was stuck in the back seat, and as the car basically is about to be submerged, there's only maybe a foot left of car you can see from the roof is submerging. He the one of the firefighters reached his hand down. Now this kid is in the back seat. The windows is locked. The windows is closed. You can't open up the windows in underwater. So as the car is submerging, he reached his hand down and he pulled up this kid. And everybody who was there was like, "Yo, how did you get the kid out? The windows is closed." And the mother, the mother from the story from I remember the mother, and it was another kid I think in the front seat. They was able to get out through the door when it first started going in, but for whatever reason they couldn't get the kid out the back. I think he was in the car seat, whatever, however the story was. But I remember this for a fact that he reached down and pulled one of the kids out, and it was impossible. And it was video footage to it, so I'm looking at it and I'm like, "Yo, this is pretty interesting." And the article read, a miracle. He pulled this baby out, and it was no way the baby could get out. So I mean, trying to explain that from not being there, because it could have been very logical. It could have been one of the windows busted, and the baby got out, and he was able to grab him, or whatever. But just reading this article and seeing this video footage of the car sinking and him reaching down and being able to pull his baby out, from that point it was supernatural. So when I say supernatural things happen, things like that do happen. I look at, to me, it's very simple to me. I look at the stars and the moon, and they seem very supernatural to me. I'm gonna tell you why. It's very simple too. I'm looking at how the sun actually helps people. The sun is actually work as a source of life to people, and not just people, of course, the plants, the environment, but for the people to actually benefit, especially us black people. We benefit from being in the sun. It gives us vitamin D. It gives us something for our body, and that right there is supernatural, because we are not taught through any scientific NASA anything that the sun is that prevalent to our well-being. We are taught that there's trillions and trillions of suns, but if you look at reality, you only seen one sun. You only seen one sun, and you only seen one moon. No matter what you see on video, because I watch sci-fi, watch Star Wars, you will see a trillion suns up close, but that's don't mean that it's a trillion suns. And that same type of method is what I truly believe NASA and other government establishments use. But I don't want to get into that, even though we will get into stuff like that too. I believe that the sun and the moon is supernatural just by being there. They shouldn't be there. There's no reason for the sun and moon to be there other than something put it there for our well-being. And I talked about it before about the sun, about the moon being actually like the sun in reverse. It put things in a dormant state, put things in a calming spiritual state, a dormant sleeping state. And that's what the moon do. It's just do opposite of the sun. And if you build a environment to allow things to prosper and continuously, you're going to put things in place where these things are work like clockwork to help this environment consistently grow and consistently thrive. So, to me, that's supernatural. We get into things like shooting stars, and I'm a believer of stars. They can't move. So for some to move, I'm like, yo, that's kind of supernatural. So, supernatural things happen all the time. But I think that we have a very, very exaggerated in a lot of cases, exaggerated sense of what supernatural is. And when it comes to the kingdom, because that's the topic for today, when it comes to the kingdom, I think our views on the kingdom could be very exaggerated, uh, to the point where the people don't do nothing. The people don't actually get out and put boots on the ground and actually accomplish something. The best type of slave is a slave that think he don't have to actually fight back, but something going to fight back for them. I think that's a perfect slave. If I was a slave master, I would love for my slaves to say, and especially if they outnumber me, I would love for them to say, "Yeah, no, 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 we ain't gonna fight back. Us 200 slaves, we ain't gonna fight back against these 5 slave runners because something supernatural is gonna come and help us thrive, or help us conquer these 5 people who we outnumber. We're 200, they're 5, and something's going to come to help us deal with that, even though we can deal with that easily." I think that is a more exaggerated way to look at supernatural things occurring. And when it comes to the kingdom, if you look at history, no kingdom was built off of no supernatural properties. Now, the supernatural properties that we possess even to the day that we can't really, use are the ones that's in us. And the ones that's in us say to us daily, let's go make something happen. And let's go do this. Let's make sure we can do this and accomplish this thing. And that supernatural ability in us is being suppressed by the idea that we're going to wait for it. And whoever told us to wait for it, it has to be able to benefit from telling us to wait for it. And I never seen any country accomplish anything by waiting for somebody to come save them. Because the one thing people don't do is save people. So, you're really on your own. Only person that can save you is the person next to you. And that's only if you agree to help save yourself as well. And even Christ taught about that. He said, don't look over there. The kingdom not going to be by observation. You're not going to observe a kingdom falling nowhere. The kingdom is in you. So if you're telling me that, then you're telling me I got to be a kind of an architect, or I got to be some type of carpenter like he was and build this kingdom. And stuff like that is going to be heavy for some people, may be foolish to others, but overall, I just want to make it entertaining and fun. And even if you disagree wholeheartedly, I want you to look at the point of view that you agree with most, but also look at the point of views that you disagree with and say, why is that an option? What evidence do you have? What evidence did you have to come to that conclusion? And that's the type of show I want to put together. Not a show to show people that they're wrong, but a show to say, let's observe things that I necessarily don't agree with. And that's how, I groomed myself to this point. I'm totally different than I was 3 years ago, or 4 years ago, or yesterday. I'm just different. And the more I grow and process things, I'm able to find a lot more peace into what I seek to accomplish. And what I learned too was, it brought a lot of grief, because I'm like, yo, you saying this, and if you truly believe this is not what the Most High say. This is not what none of the prophets say. And it became very, I want to say weary sometimes, explaining to people that you cannot believe this if this is nowhere to be found. And, it's hard to tell somebody that without first showing them love and actually giving them different perspectives on scenarios. So I wouldn't give you one perspective and say this is the one, but I will give you 2 or 3 perspectives and say, look at these different outlooks of it. Can you come to a conclusion by being so one-sided? And how I look at that is, say if you was a detective, right? And I know a lot of us watch crime shows. Say if you were a detective, like First 48, they bring people in and people lie all the time. They lie and they lies be so convincing that the people that the detectives in an interrogation room actually let them go. They let them go because they be so they believe them. They say, well, we ain't got no evidence, and this person is saying he was there at this particular time. That's what people do. They lie, even if it's sound 100% true. They can take something from the scripts and read it, and then once they read it, that what's been read is so uh, um um it gives you so much energy and spiritual conviction that you don't even pay attention, that they stop reading, and now they going off of what they think, and now you taking what they think as what is in the book to be considered as 100% fact. And people don't notice that. That's a psychological thing. And that's what I learned too. A lot of these teachers and prophets and so forth, so on, whoever you consider yourself to be, they go to college. And I know this for a fact. They go to college and they go to these course. They take these courses on psychological things. They take these courses on these psychological things. I remember an elder had told me that, and then I looked at it, rang so deep to me. I looked at other elders and teachers. I said, wait a minute, they doing the same exact thing. So they take these courses on these psychological things to try to manipulate people. And whether they do it, because you can do it for good. I know it sounds crazy. You can manipulate people for good, yeah. But we so used to people doing it for evil. But they do it. And whether you think it's for good or for evil, they do it. So think about that. People manipulate people purposely, whether you think it's for good or for evil. We do it too in our daily. If you got kids, you do it all the time. Um, let me see. Okay, if you got a scenario where you with your kids and you say they ask for some candy, and you say, may just say it ain't no more candy. And the reason why you say it ain't no more candy is because, either you sick of them asking, or you think they shouldn't have any more, or you don't want them to actually look for the candy, even though it's bad for their health. You had too much. I don't want you to get into looking for something that's bad for your health, or even becoming a thief. You would just tell them that it ain't no more candy, but actually it is. Now that was manipulation, because it is. Now whether it's for good or for evil, it's still candy in a cabinet. So you told them it wasn't, but it was. That's manipulation. That for some it may be for the good, but for others it may be for the evil. So just looking at something basic is that something off the top of my head, scenarios like that. And I think the kingdom is one of those things. It's one of those things that people use, and they say things that can manipulate the people, maybe for the good. I like to rub my beard a lot. Don't mind me. Or maybe for the evil. Because if you telling somebody they ain't gotta do nothing when they've been doing stuff to get results, they for the entirety of history, you got to do something to get results. And then you tell the people who are filled with the spirit of the Most High to go get results, and tell them, no, just do this thing that you can't see results from, but you may one day. When it's time to eat dinner, I like to eat noodles because I'm poor. When it's time for me to go ahead and eat some top ramen, I got to put some water in the pot, boil it, throw the top ramen in there, and then I wait for results. But if I want some top ramen and I'm looking in the cabinet at this packet and didn't even boil no water and hoping one day I could eat some top ramen, I it's safe to say you won't ever eat no top ramen. Can we agree on that? Y'all forgive me. That's something Hoodie John might say. Y'all forgive me for that. I didn't mean to embody that man like that. But that's something he would say. But things like that I do agree with, even though my best friend is Auntie John. Uh, but things like that, Hoodie John might say, and it makes sense. You can't do nothing and expect results. So, keeping the commandments, isn't that doing something? That's something Auntie John would say. And I would say, yeah. But what commandments are you doing to think you're going to get results? Dishonoring your mother and father gets you results. Keeping the Sabbath gets you results. What else get you results that nobody talk about? Leaving a corner of the fields to the needy, that gets you results. Nobody talking about that. That's a commandment. Things like that. Let's really get into what things can actually get us results into this thing we are saying we deserve. Not only that we deserve, but we're going to get 100%. I never seen nobody get nothing by saying they're going to get it. Dudes in the street, man, and people I grew up with, they used to talk so crazy. Back in the day, it was fun to just, dream, have dreams. Everybody got dreams. But they would say, man, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that. Ain't no way I'm not going to be this. Ain't no way I'm not going to have that. And then I see him, and I'm like, you don't have none of that. Actually, you about to go to jail. I heard about what you did. You on parole. You about to be on parole. You on probation for the other thing you did. That's the type of life we living in. People like to talk, especially our people. For whatever reason, we think talking, and I done it too. Talking actually feels good. You know, daydreaming and saying I'm gonna get these things actually feel good. But I have not put forth the effort to accomplish these things, then how am I ever gonna get it? I never seen somebody say I'm gonna be the best swimmer and never learn how to swim. If you How you gonna ever be the best swimmer and then never learn how to swim? And I think that's what we getting when we are being taught that we're gonna receive something and not actually putting forth the effort to accomplish the thing. It's just backwards. And that sums up Israel as a whole. Anytime we had a chance to be something great, we said we wanted it and did the opposite of getting it. But still stake claim to the thing that we said we're gonna get. And then even teach our kids they're gonna get it. Oh yeah, you gonna listen, I promise you're gonna be a doctor, but you ain't gotta go to school. You ain't gotta, go to college. You're gonna be a doctor with a PhD, but I ain't gonna make no way for you to get there. So it's just backwards talk, and that is to me what the teachings of the kingdom consist of: a bunch of backwards talking, a bunch of hopeful thinking. You can be hopeful, but I think a lot of us have read the scripture where it say, uh, um, "Faith without works is dead." I think we need to hold that to higher regard than we do, because a lot of us still teach this. We teach faith without works is a possibility, and that's just doesn't make sense. So faith without works is dead, and faith with works is a possibility, but faith without works is not possible. It's just not. Name something you did and accomplished without actually trying to accomplish it. Something real tangible, something real, some real substance you have from not actually doing, even if it was some grimy stuff. Even if you did some grimy stuff, you did some grimy stuff to obtain what you had. It's just you have to have some works behind anything. And I think we like that in this community. We like the ability to have the works. And the kingdom is one of the bigger things I like to talk about, because a lot of us have the means to put more enthusiasm into a lot of different people, but we expect some magical thing to happen to put some enthusiasm in people, so we don't do it. That's stupid. Let me give you a story. It was a brother and sister I knew. Turns out they was rich, and it was rich, and they would come to the classes, and it wasn't my camp, but I was just a member. They would come to the classes and they would just be silent. They wouldn't talk about nothing, and when they had all understanding on how to be an entrepreneur, and then eventually they gave me some material to try to better myself. And I said to myself, why are they not being promoted in this camp for the community to actually, so we can highlight them on how to get over this hump of financial things. Sometimes being extremely poor, it allows you to not care about other people because you have too many burdens. That's why the scripts say take care of the poor. So that would have been an example of them taking care of the poor, allowing these rich couple to educate and point in the right direction of how people can also be entrepreneurs. They were rich, not nigger rich, not Escalade rich nigga. I'm talking about house so long, that rich. And it was another case in another camp. A brother, he was a higher up. He was a deacon or elder, even. I think he was an elder. And he was rich. And of course, they was milking him for whatever he had, I'm sure. But he was not being highlighted on how other people can be rich. You cannot build a kingdom with a bunch of people who have no financial education, no financial stability. That is called, when you have a bunch of people that's poor trying to accomplish something that only people who have some substance can accomplish. That's called fairy tale land. And if you saying the poor going, which we all read, the first shall be last and the last shall be first. How is this going to happen if the poor is saying, I'm not going to do nothing the rich is doing, and the rich is doing all the things they can do to be richer, while the poor are doing nothing to be richer, but actually be poorer? It doesn't make sense to me. And these type of things need to be taught. These type of things need to be highlighted. If the teachers and elders is not talking about these things, it's something wrong. When, look at the evidence, our teachers and elders, no matter where you come from, whatever teacher you come from a Christian background, a Muslim background, a Hindu background, an Israelite background, they have a way to consistently make money or make something that they can survive on. And sometimes the numbers don't make sense for a select few individuals to have when the rest of the community is given. So basically the poor is given to the more wealthy of the few. I don't know. Listen, I'm looking at it. And I'm gonna tell you my role in the whole thing. I'm not gonna tell you, I'm gonna let Auntie John and John Boy give you all their background, but my role, my viewpoints on everything is kind of what I'm talking about. I'm more balanced in it. I'm more saying, well, I truly believe this to be true, but if you have something else, I would like to hear it. That is my perspective on my way of conducting things now. I'm not I used to be into take what somebody been in this truth for 20 plus years say and hold that as solid and hold that as the end all to be all. But then I realized just because you're older don't make you smarter. Job said it. He said I think it's in chapter 9, I forget. But it say um the old men are not always wise. And that's true. You can be an old manipulative, person, and you don't necessarily change just because you get into the truth or you get into um you seem to be somebody more spiritual. You don't change. We got people going to jail now who the guy that brought me into the truth was the comforter. And he wasn't a comforter when I was listening to him, but he the first person that told me. I was the first video I saw was him explaining we were Israelites, and it was overwhelming. And then he started saying he was the comforter, and now he's about to go to jail. So you telling me this man who's been in the truth over 15 years is doing something evil? Man, how can that be? You are in the truth. Gosh darn it. 15 years. I won't believe it. Something is up and I cannot believe it. Even though he did say he was the comforter. But anyway, I mean, I'm not falling for it, man. I'm just not. Nobody can tell me something. And I say, okay, where did you get this? Is what I do. This is what I do. And this is how you know if people lying or not. I'm going to give y'all the secret. Got to give y'all the secret. So listen. Make sure nobody in the room. All right. Listen closely. Listen. When somebody tell you something, you say, where did you get that from? Show me. I want to see what you see directly. You got some hidden book with that knowledge in it? Hey, hush. Somebody come. What's up? Okay. All right. Show me. Show me the proof. I need to see where you got that idea from. Okay? Thank you. Usually they're going to say, well, I got these books, and when I compiled this evidence to this evidence with this evidence, and we looked at it, and we ripped apart some book covers and placed some other book covers on some other book covers, took both of these book covers, ran them through the shredder, got them out the shredder, pasted them back together. We concluded that. Man, yeah, when you got to go through all that to explain what you just came across, I can't believe it. And you shouldn't believe it either. If you got something so simple, you got it, you should be able to explain it to me. And then show me exactly where you got it from. I want to see it. I want to see it. They can't. And when they can't show you that, how can you say that is fact and hold it as fact? You can't, or no, you can, but you shouldn't. And if you do, which I know you're done already, maybe you should go back, and it's not nothing evil to say, I need to see the proof. When did it become evil to ask for the proof? When did it become so taboo to ask for the proof? When? I need somebody to tell me the day or the year when it became so strange and so disrespectful for a person to say, can you show me that? Where did you get that from? And when you do that, I do it all the time. And when you do it, this is what they say. They would go through a whole long dissertation of how they got it, but still won't show you. Or they would say, oh, I'll give it to you soon. And when they say that, you wait a day. They hit them back, say, hey, you got that? Oh, I've been busy, man. I'm going to get it to you soon. One more time, you wait a day, ask them again, because just to check on them. And they will say, "Oh, I'll get it to you." Once they hit you 3 times with it, and you can count it as a lie. I don't care if it's the truth, because you can't bring it, so it's a lie now. So how can I take that as truth when you're not taking your opportunity to educate another brother in facts? But I see you posting all the time. I see you operating as normal, but for whatever reason, you too busy to explain to me why you telling me to be convinced of something you convinced of, but have no proof of it. No. That ain't how we working. That ain't how we working. Israel never worked like that until, I want to say, about 1970. Before that, we was like, man, what the proof? Because I don't believe none of this. Superman is Satan in disguise. Yeah. Yeah, okay, that sounds interesting. Hey, can you give me that proof? hey, where do you get that? Yeah, man, it's disrespectful. And if you fall for it, and then somebody call you an idiot for not asking for the proof, don't get mad at them. Say this. You say, you know what? You disrespected me by calling me an idiot by not asking for the proof. But I'm gonna ask for the proof. And then when I get the proof, I'm gonna come back to you and explain it to you. And then I'm gonna call you an idiot. And then you need to apologize. But until you get the proof, it seems like you're an idiot for just taking anybody's say so and not having nothing. No back. How can you teach? How can somebody say something to you and then you teach that thing, and then that person that you teaching that to say, "Hey, that's deep. Show me that." And then you say, well, no. You can't even talk to nobody about trying to teach nobody until you have it in your hand. You got to be able to explain what you truly believe in. Or you shouldn't believe in it. Or is that just me talking? Anybody else think like that? Do anybody else think they need the proof to prove things? I mean, that is what proving things is, having the proof. That is the definition of proving something. I have the proof. I got a notepad over here with different colors. Nigga, you lying. Huh? I do. I truly do. Prove it. Well, or I can say, oh, I got a notebook over here with many colors. Prove it. Okay, here we go. There's a notebook. It got a bunch of different colors in it. Oh man, there's some proof to what you just said. It's that simple. Show me the thing you say you have. How can you not show me the thing you say you have? And that's all is encompassed in the kingdom. Mm-hmm. Y'all go to my Facebook, man. I'll be cool. Man, people, they really truly dislike how I present things because it won't allow you to lie to me. It won't allow you to lie to me. So I'm saying something. Then you saying something. Now let's prove it. And I do this often. I say something which I don't believe in, and then people ask me for the proof, and then I say, believe it. I'm in the truth longer than you. Shut up. Now that's stupid, right? I do it on purpose. But yeah, ask the people that you believe in to give you the factual evidence of it. Don't just take, if you take it for hearsay, then I really truly don't want to be around you. Please don't don't come around me because you too gullible. Man, you too gullible. We don't need no gullible people. 2/3, everybody think that 2/3 is wicked. They think all the 2/3 of the people out here committing murders and crimes. I think a partial of that 2/3 is people who are psychologically unable to make better decisions. You cannot have people around you or people in your army or people who are, even though people do have them in the army, but people who are put in high regard in positions to make critical decisions if they cannot think. They have to be able to think. How can I, in a scenario, take my training and then apply my training with the adaptability of this certain scenario if I'm not a thinker? People are afraid of thinkers because it don't allow people who are controllers to control the thinkers. And that's why you have a bunch of people who are not thinkers lining up. All the thinkers is not in there. You got a small percentage of people who think, and the ones who think, they gonna get you gonna see them get the pressure applied on them. And then there's thinkers who think and hold on to that thinking and use that ability, that talent the Most High gave them to better to better themselves and to better people around them. And then you have the thinkers who get scolded for thinking, and then they fall back in line. So they are actually suppressing what the Most High gave them for their ability to hold on to an ability to seem like an idiot. This is the people we're dealing with in this truth. And the kingdom, the way we think the kingdom will be established is basically summed up in what I just talked about. I'm gonna go back to it. When has anybody hoped for something to be accomplished, but never sought to accomplish it? Did it ever get done? You want your house clean, then you got to clean up. Somebody got to clean up. You can't be hopeful that your house get clean. You got company coming in 5 hours. How you gonna say once this company get here, they're gonna be in a clean environment, but nobody is picking up a mop or a broom? It makes no sense. And I like to bring it to the most simple things. So you cannot deny what's being said. And if you can't understand, you can't clean your house without picking up a mop or broom, and then there's no hope for you. And then I actually appreciate that. I like to see the people who ain't no hopeful, so I know who to steer clear from. Because it's somebody who don't agree with you can't have a clean house unless you pick up a mop or broom. It's somebody who don't agree with that. Believe it. I done had headaches off these people. I done had heart sores off these people. I'm like, yo, what? You saying my house can be clean? I never had to pick up a broom or a mop? Never had to wash no dishes? And my house gonna be clean? You truly believe that? And they would tell you, yeah. And they would find a scripture for it. Or at least say they could. So, to sum it up, man, that is the premise of the show. I want to have a lot of fun with it, man. I'm a very, I'm real jokey, man. I could joke for hours, and that's just who I am. But my jokes are not fruitless. Let's just say that. My jokes are not fruitless because I'm gonna give you something about me, man. I said it before. I am very strategic. I like to write. I like to process things. I like to really find the best possible way to explain something. Even if it turns out to be terrible, it's still, I thought about it. I thought it through. So if it turns out to be terrible, whatever. I try my best. But I'm very strategic. I like to talk about things in a comedic way that allows less animosity. Even though I still get animosity, it allows less animosity. When I can joke with you, and even if you still attack me, I still come off as lighthearted. So that's my angle. That's what I do. And that's the only thing I know how to do. So, with my ability that the Most High gave me to write, and he also gave me the ability to make things rhyme while I write it. That's why I'm a rapper. But everything I do has a deeper meaning. I have people contact me, and they talk about some of the older songs I did, and they would say like, "Yo, I didn't catch that," or what I'm saying, and I'm like, yeah, because sometimes it's about finding the best way to get something across and not just doing something. Like even in my some songs you think are the worst songs, I am trying my best to accomplish a goal every time. Every time. That's why so many people listen to me a month. They listen to my music. It be like close to 100,000 people a month listening to my music. And I, for me, I'm like, yo, why? But I look at myself like, nigga, you know why? You trying your best to put out something. You trying your best to accomplish something. And then that's why. That's why. So hey, when it comes to truly trying to be a servant, I am trying to be. Am I? I won't know. I won't know to the end. So I'm 80 years old. Like, yeah, man. John Boy, he tried his best, man. Yeah. But yeah, so that's the goal for the show. The Johns coming. I can't give y'all a date yet because I'm still working. I want to bring it where there's no hiccups. I want to bring it where it's so flawless. Of course, I'm a human, but we look at sitcoms and TV shows. One of my favorite shows is probably one of y'all favorite shows, Dave Chappelle's show. And every sketch wasn't funny, but every sketch was well put together. I don't want it to be like Saturday Night Live where it's kind of like you can have a couple of I want it to be real fun, man. And I'm gonna use what I got and try to make it happen. I can't make the shows long because it's a lot of work into it. So I gotta shorten them, but I will I will try my best to try to really put forth what I truly trying to attempt to present. So the shows is called The Johns, and I'm gonna try to give y'all at least 3 episodes. I want to say an episode a week, but I'm gonna try to, that's my goal. I'm gonna try to give 1 episode a week, and that should be good enough. So yeah, man. Stay tuned for it. Like I said, I can't get no date yet because I'm still working on it. Somebody text me, use what you got to get what you want. Ain't that the truth? Yeah, so what I want is to bring forth something, man, that makes sense and fun. Because I think the comic relief in Israel is 2%, and I'm 1% of it. Yeah. Sad. And yeah, man. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I will continue to make music, and I will continue to bring more highlights of what I plan to do. And my family will continue to put out more family videos. It's just, man, trying to do everything and balance everything out is not always fun. Even though I like fun, I like to have fun. So, yeah, man, appreciate y'all. I pray that y'all got the premise of the whole John's show. Whatever. I don't know big words, man. I be trying to think of these words as I'm going. But yeah, hope y'all got what I'm trying to get to. And we're gonna go with the first show. The first show, I'm not sure if I want to go with, continuing the kingdom talk or go to the next thing. But kingdom talk will be one of the shows. But I don't know if I want to make it the first show. But I might as well since I already started. So we'll see. Y'all keep tuning in. My hope is to make them come out every Shabbat. That way, we catch more audience. We can get more people in their downtime and relaxing and really talking about it and really tuning in and really exercising their thought process on these things. And it's going to be, I want to say but I thought about making a part of it where it can have a small discussion afterwards. Like I will put up the show and then we can discuss maybe 30 minutes afterwards about the show. I don't know. I don't know if I really want to do that. That might be just way too much. But I'm still in the process. So if you don't see no music, that's what I'm working on. And yeah. Yeah. All right, y'all, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all no more. All right, man. Blessings. Shalom. Shalom. Pray everybody do well. Pray everybody look out for each other. And I hope you leave with this. You cannot build a kingdom and think you have to do nothing. It's just not gonna happen.